What's going on? This is Fizz. I'm here to give my unbiased review of the chiropractor, and from all my chiropractic experience that I have received and what I think of it ultimately. And it's plain and simple. I think out of all the prior chiropractic care that I got, and I've had various methods. I've been to different ones. I haven't been all around the world and tried every one. But out of the ones I did have, I'm just gonna say, it's pretty much kooks. They're liars. Well, whether or not you want to see them as liars, it's just not beneficial in my book. And this is my opinion. I understand other people are going to feel different ways about this. Again, I'm only 25, so maybe that has some play into it. I definitely don't think babies should be going to chiropractic care at all. The only people who should be going any chiropractor from my view and the way I see it is people who have a bone that's out of place that needs put back in place. But I'm sure maybe someone in the hospital could do that, maybe. Not exactly sure, but that would be the only reason to actually go to a chiropractor. And chiropractic care, I don't know if it's relatively new because a lot of information's covered up and then rediscovered, or they don't tell you about it, or we don't know about it, some of us. So it's kind of recently discovered, but the thing about it, it's probably been around forever. Coming to my experience, it's all the same. I always feel worse, and ultimately after I feel worse than I did before. And I've been to different ones, and more so recently, because I did make a video about this, what I thought before, and it goes in depth and kind of a different sequence at a different time and place and scenario. I think it was a couple months back, but I went to one I went to ongoing, and I stuck with it to see if I would get results, because I wasn't feeling good, but that was on some other things. But it doesn't help. It made everything worse, and it did it like every time. And I asked them about so many things all the time, like certain pains that I had, and flexibility, and just certain things. And every time it's like someone else tells me something new about me or different. Every time pretty much that I went to some one or the other. But yeah, that's that on that. And I just get more pains. Like I get pains that never go away. Like my neck will always crack now. Like it always feels tense in one spot. And people say, oh, a lot of them are kooks or whatever. One thing I wanted to say is all these chiropractors online, they're full of shit. All of them. I'm not even gonna call out names. And I'm not disrespecting them, and I'm not going against them. A lot of people just call themselves a doctor. These people aren't even doctors at all. They just think they're doctors and give themselves a notation. I can call myself a doctor, Dr. Fizz. And a lot of people that go to a chiropractor for problems, it's usually something completely different. The base of it and the root of it's lack of movement and just mobility. They're not using their body at all. That's the problem. Of course you're gonna have problems. They can't fix problems that you've been enduring your whole life, or they can't fix, going to the chiropractor, whatever they're doing, it's not gonna fix your lack of movement. And then another one's probably malnutrition or wrong nutrition. And those are like the main things. No one's actually going there for a real reason, or they think they are. Another one, which goes with the physical and the movement and mobility, is not the lack of exercise, but the lack of stretching, which should be emphasized more. That's where most of these people's pains are coming from. No one stretches. And while I'm not saying it's the chiropractor's fault or anything like that, because maybe they're trying to do a genuine thing, and I know they all have different techniques and maybe tools they use or just different methods they go about it. But no, we're not really taught about stretching at all. No one really is. We learn a little bit when we're younger, but there's no emphasis on it. Like, you barely do anything, and it's definitely not an emphasis on physical activity. I'm talking about when you're in grade school, elementary school. You know, physical activity is a real delicacy as they treat it, but it should be almost the main thing. Instead of sitting in desks, that's what's ruining our spines and our back and giving us problems, and overusing sitting certain ways that ruins the muscle. Sitting in chairs in just certain ways, in bad posture too, but along with carrying backpacks, heavy backpacks, you know, and sitting down all day, which you do for a lot of jobs and which you do for a lot of time in school. You know, like, how long can you sit down? Now, I know that's not the subject of the video. It's more so chiropractor based, and that's what I wanted to go over. And like I said, all my problems every time, like, they always get worse. Like, they always get worse. And then it's like a trap. It's like a drug dealer almost, or an addiction, or heroin addict, because it always feels like you got to go back once you start going. That's bullshit, because once you start going, you got to keep going back. That's why ultimately you should never go. And I'm just giving my honest review. I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm not a negative person. You know, I love everybody. I understand these people have good intentions and trying to do relatively, you know, genuine things, but you should only go there once. You shouldn't have to keep going there and keep going there. I don't care what the plan is they set out for you, this and that. To me, it's garbage, like, just from my results. And I'm a subject to change too. I will admit that. If I meet someone that's better down the line, or maybe I really feel like I do gotta go and something happens, that's fine. But in my personal experience, and again, this is all opinion, I'm being unbiased about it too, but it's just, to me, relatively my matter. And I understand it will help some people, few people. It will. I will agree on that. It will help few people, but for all the people that go, no, it's a lie. It's a lie. And if you have to pay money, it's way too expensive. Really expensive. Hey, Champy. Yeah, I'm filming a video. Okay. But I know Champ wants to see me, but every time he comes. How are you? And overall, that was just a dog that I've known for a long time. Comes up, but then it just goes away. So, and anyways, I'm trying to film a video, not to deter from that. And it always looks way lighter out than it is. It's actually way cloudier and darker than it is. Overall, the chiropractor, not worth it. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. And maybe if I had an actual misplaced, because I asked them because it felt like something was misplaced, and nope, it's not. He told me, and they are nice people and genuine, but you know, I just don't like that kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to sound biased, but again, you can research it. It's relatively newly discovered, but it's probably been around for a very long time, ever since the dawn of time. Maybe not records keeping, or just not known about, or covered up, whatever, rediscovered. And I don't think they're genuine about the practice either, because it's just like they got some more. There are some, but it's few and far between, and you never know who's telling you what, because there's so many people and they're all telling you something different. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, like I did, I think they're all BS, especially the ones online. Those are the worst ones. And they're getting called doctors. Doctors for what? Fixing someone's bones. But you're not, to me, a doctor to me, I mean, and this is just maybe a broader definition, not really though, is a doctor that works with medicine / pharmaceuticals. That's a doctor to me. I mean, of course, a doctor's different definition than everybody. There's musicians, Dr. Dre. There's people who put doctor in front of their names. Doctor is someone who heals you. And I don't think correcting a misalignment or whatever it is, maybe that you think the chiropractor's doing is, I don't consider it a doctor. If he went for something that was medicine, okay. And then a lot of them do give all this health advice or trying to give nutritional advice, and that's fine. I have nothing against anything they're doing. I'm just saying the actual benefits are few and far between, and I don't think a lot of people are reaping that, and they're actually they're not going to the root of the problem. And I already said what it was: the physical movement, the lack of stretching, the lack of both, and malnutrition or wrong nutrition, diet, and just probably lifestyle all around is how we could capitalize off of that. And I don't think it's worth it at the end of the day. I actually don't think it's worth it at all. I think it's like 1 out of 5. But if I was saying, like, if you had to go and something was worth it, I would say 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. And I know it's always going to depend on who you're going to, what's going on with you, what is really going on with you. To me, it's pretty much a scam, and I'm just trying to be genuine and legitimate. I'm not hating on these people, and understand they're actually out there for a good time. I think they go to school for a long time too, but that doesn't make it right. And I think if you would go, I don't keep going. That's because it's a mistake to keep going, because it's just like a drug and a trap. It's just like how anything with money is. They want you to keep, for the most part, they want you to keep coming back. They need you to keep coming back. And it's just not worth it. You're gonna end up wasting money, and I feel ultimately worse. I just do, you know what I mean? And by problems, I realize has nothing to do with the chiropractor can't fix. It's just not something that he can, or the ones that I've been going to or have went to before. And then again, it's relatively expensive too. So that's just my honest, updated chiropractor review. I'm trying to be unbiased. Like I said, I'm not going to repeat myself a million times. I just did a workout myself, like an intense workout. Yeah, and kind of thirsty too. And that's about all I wanted to say on that matter. And this is like an updated review, because I did have a video of what I was saying before, a month ago, 2 months ago, or something like that. He's just in between cars. Yeah, you're going to a stoplight, buddy, and you're in a rush, but that's all right. Yeah, so take what you want from it. I'm just being honest. I think a lot of these people are full of shit, but everyone is at the end of the day. And yeah, check out some other videos, sub to the channel, let me know what you think, give me your review of it, let me know if it helped you or it hasn't. Give me a likes up if you feel what I'm saying. Give yourself a thumbs up, a pat on the back, some love to yourself, exercise to yourself, stretch for yourself, feel good about yourself, live it up and live your life, not what someone else wants you to live or thinks the way you should live. Doesn't matter. Not just what I say or base it off of what I say. All the great people say that. Check out some other videos. I have a whole bunch, a lot of related to mental health and just overall health and discussions. Thank you for tuning in.